Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is February 21st, 2023. This is episode 566. Today we're looking at Public Domain, issue number 5, coming out from Image Comic at a whopping $3.99. And on the cover we have the patriarch of the Dallas family starting up his startup, basically, doing the character The Domain. So we'll get into that in just a moment. So we've got what we've got happening is this controversial, similar to the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and the Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Who has the rights? Who invented the character? That type of thing. This is a recommend. It is not the fastest moving comic, but the writing in it is solid. The art is okay. It is passable. What we've got is the father figure of the Dallas family. He is the artist. He didn't really get the credit that he deserves or um, the monetary rewards of helping create the domain. His partner Jerry did now, the writer, and has been living the high life, while Mr. Dallas has just had let's just say, an okay life. His two sons, Miles and Davis, are both kind of a little bit of losers. Miles is, let me see if I get this right. I believe Miles is a tattoo artist that got fired from his job, and Davis is the newspaper reporter who got fired from his job, all about the same time. So they're going to pitch in with Dad to make this comic become something. But we got chapter number 5, Make Some Magic. The Allison O'Toole is the editor. I do not know who is the artist or letterer or anything like that on this book. It might be in this fine print, but I'm not about to go through it. There you go. So they've been going back and forth. In the meantime, they've picked up another writer who really wants to write comics. Miles is not really wanting to write comics. He's just saying, I'm professional. Comics are beneath me. He's that type of thing. So, but this other woman they have picked up used to work for Jerry, and she's the one that kind of discovered that, hey, Mr. Dallas has rights to this thing. It's right here on this contract. She found a contract in some papers that she was looking through. So Mr. Dallas, he wants to go ahead with his plan to start his own company, Dallas Comics, featuring the domain. So it's going to be like they don't have to license it out. They can just do their own comic. And there's still the other corporation that owns the rights to the comic as well, and they're making the movies and all that. These guys are just going to make the comics. They do get a benefactor in this gentleman here. I can't remember his name. He made money in tech, but he's always been a fan of the domain, and he wants to help out, and he does so, providing them startup cash. And here's a picture of the writer that has joined them, who's always wanted to write. So what we end up with, by happenstance, is someone that's going to support this whole company, this endeavor. And also we have a writer, an editor, and the artist, and inker colorist. So we got them all. From the tattoo artist will be the color and the inks as well. So they're all set pretty much. They got a whole crew in line. Meanwhile, back at the corporation, the writer is arguing with the owner, or I guess the president of the company, who's like a real ham-fisted boss. He wants to start writing again because he's afraid he's going to be pushed to the side while Mr. Dallas makes it big again with the domain, even though he's well established with all the movies and comics that have come out before. The staff at the big comic book company is not too happy about it. They think he's way past his prime, but we'll see what happens in the next issue with all that going on. Meanwhile, the crew gets together for the Dallas Comics, and they're going to the new site that they have purchased or leased. And thanks to their benefactor, it is already well furnished and ready to go. So there you go. The first sample that they do, the guys aren't that crazy about. This is what the father drew. He's like, oh, well, it looks kind of dated and everything. But the tattoo artist, he sits down with his inks, and he's able to create this from the art. And they're saying, hey, I think we got something here. And he made the muscles bigger. He just kind of went through and just more modernized the style, basically. And so now they're thinking, hey, we got it going. They're really happy. Chip Zdarsky, who wrote this story, does a real good job of keeping the flow on here. So, this is a recommend. On the writing, it's really solid. So I'm not feeling bad about continuing to read this comic. I don't know if issue number 6 will be the final one. I think it's probably going to go on, maybe to issue 12, the way that the story is lining up. But we'll see. I'll have to see. I guess I'll have to wait till issue 6 to see if it's suddenly going to end. Okay, let's see what else Image has got. We've got That Texas Blood with Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips working on that. That is a trade paperback. I don't know anything about it. The Newborn, which is out from Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips as well. That is also a trade paperback now. And that's it. We're done. We're in, we're out. And there you go. Public domain, issue number 5, recommended. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video review of this comic. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.